everybody. Welcome to the Letter Live here from the Canton McKinley Memorial Fieldhouse. We are here for another Stark County team's journey to the state finals. It's step 6 of 7 for the Louisville Leopards, head coached by Tom Siegfried. And the Letter Media Network is here for it all.
We've had a little bit of time to breathe after the Perry-North Royalton game. An amazing game by Perry. Let's see if we can have 2 Stark County teams playing state championship games in Dayton next Friday. Louisville really been solid all season, especially the past couple of months. It's going to be one of their biggest tests today, going up against the Garfield Heights team, led by Ohio Mr. Basketball finalist Marcus Johnson. But as we've seen all year, Louisville has answered all of its tests. One against St. Ignatius, defending state champion. One against Kettering Alter, defending state champion. One against Richmond Heights, defending state champion. Their 2 closest games of the postseason down in Columbus against Columbus St. Francis de Sales and Columbus Bishop Hartley. And now they find Garfield Heights as the one hurdle remaining between them and a trip to Dayton, but it's going to be a big hurdle.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal contest. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The talent that is going to be on the hardwood tonight is going to be next to probably some of the best that we've seen all season. So, the paths to get here, both teams knew they were going to play each other eventually. Okay, Garfield Heights lost the last 2 years in the Division I regional finals. They make a move down to D3 with the division realignment, excuse me. They also are back in the state semifinal. This is their first state semifinal appearance since 2016. On the Louisville side of things couldn't be better. This is their first Final Four appearance in program history. Now, under Tom Siegfried, they're making strides across Division III. Like you said, Mike, they've taken Division IV's defending champions, Division V defending champions, and Division I defending state champions as well, in their path to try and make it to step 7 out of 7. Louisville are now in the Final Four for the first time in program history, and they don't want to lose the opportunity.
No, yeah. I mean, back in the old days when you had 4 divisions, they would be playing this game at Dayton. Different times we have right now. But as we've seen throughout the day, the first game, Orange versus St. Ignatius, electric atmosphere. Second game, Perry versus North Royalton, electric atmosphere. And we have a sellout crowd here for this game, the final game of 3 state semifinal games. So you're on a pretty big stage right now, playing in front of a big crowd in one of the probably the most iconic high school basketball facility in the state. But yeah, if you're Louisville, you want to get to that last step of the season.
And, they're not slowing down. Okay, this Louisville team is one of the fastest paced teams I've seen play basketball probably ever. Everything is written on the wall for Louisville, but they just got to make it through 2nd straight year in a row. Son of a Ohio Mr. Basketball, Sonny Johnson. Marcus Johnson averaged 29.7 points in the regular season. This kid is not real. He's a cheat code. I mean, you can go on about it, but coach's son versus coach's son, the parallels are, I guess this isn't a word, but paralleling,
Well, one of the key things we have to look forward to is Marcus Johnson, phenomenal player, averages over 30 points a game. How is Louisville going to try to slow him down? Who is going to try to slow him down? And really, we're thinking that the primary defender on Marcus Johnson will be Ashton Marshall in this game.
without a doubt, Ashton Marshall has guarded 16 different Division I recruits this season for Louisville. He's the go-to guy on the defensive end. And you know what? If it's going to be a guy to guard, 6'3", 30-point average scoring Marcus Johnson, it's going to be Ashton Marshall, currently committed to Walsh University to play football. By the way, this was his first year playing football.
Yeah.
So, if that tells you anything about this kid, he's electric. But also, Braden Gross going to be primary scorer for the Louisville Leopards. Bo Siegfried going to play in that slot point guard. Tate Aljancic averaging about 12.9 points per game. It's really anybody's ball game tonight. Louisville are going to get one guy going, and if they don't get one guy going, then they're going to have two guys going. And it just goes on and on and on until they run straight into the depths of the bench. An all-senior rotation from Tom Siegfried. This is the year to do it.
Well, yeah, and we talked about Braden Gross, Bo Siegfried, that 1-2 punch. Tate Aljancic a lot of times being that third scorer that they have to rely on in games. And in the past 2 regional games, we've had guys like Devin Bailey, who stepped up and hit a big shot in overtime to help beat St. Francis de Sales. And then Devin Bailey with a big and one completion to in the regional championship game against Bishop Hartley. So he doesn't score a lot of points sometimes, but he'll come through in the clutch for you as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Avery Andrechik has been a big piece for this Louisville team. I think, Devin Bailey has been a big piece for this Louisville team. Colton Lloyd has been a big piece for this Louisville team. There is not one weak spot on a 7-man rotation for Louisville.
No, there isn't. And all seniors, they got that experience. They've got that hunger and incentive of guys who had dreams of getting to this moment the past couple of years, and they came up short. But now they have a shot to get to the game they've had their eyes on for a while, but easier said than done. A big Garfield Heights hurdle awaits them.
And just so you guys know, if you are joining us for the first time, welcome to the Letter Media Network. I'm Aiden Brueck. I'm joined by legendary sports reporter Mike Popovich from the Camp Repository. For those who don't know, we are not allowed, due to OHSAA rules, to stream actual live game footage of what's transpiring down on the court. So we are only able to bring you audio content for the night. But don't fret, my voice isn't gone yet. I still got another game left in me. And with 5,505 people in attendance here at the field house, we're at max capacity, and I'm pretty good at talking over people. So
You've got a big thermos of water too, so that you can rely on.
Thanks for reminding me that I need to drink water. 1 second.
Yeah. We've just had fun here today. We've had fun all season, but today, getting kind of a taste of what the old days were like in this place. We talked about all city nights. I'm too young to really remember those. Believe it or not, I'm too young to remember something. But when Canton had 4 high schools and they would play these double headers once, a couple of times a season, this place would be packed. I remember tournament games, especially district semifinal games in Division II, where you had 4 schools competing, and it would be this packed. Just a really fun atmosphere to be around. In a way, it's kind of sad that it's going to be our last trip to the field house this year. This is going to be the last basketball game that they're going to play here, and it's just been a great venue for the games this weekend. And I know they had at least one girls state semifinal game here last week, so it's been fun. The first 2 games of this season has been fun, today have been fun. This season has been fun. Let's see if this game can just be as fun as well.
Absolutely, Mike. We're going to kick it over to Brueck's breakdown here before we get really into the thick of it. Welcome to Brueck's breakdown. I'm Aiden Brueck, and I know a lot about basketball sometimes. Listen, Marcus Johnson is a phenomenal athlete. He's a phenomenal player. They got Nasir Hines, Damian Murphy. They got 6'8" guys all around the court. Who else is there for Garfield Heights? Oh, wait, until you can name somebody. That's right. Louisville will outnumber Garfield Heights' depth by tenfold. It's not going to be a close competition in terms of depth tonight. Louisville obviously has the upper hand on that front. Louisville primarily going to be handing the ball off to Braden Gross, Tadel Jancic, Bo Siegfried. What Tadel Jancic needs to do tonight is stay disciplined. What Tadel Jancic needs to do tonight is not take dumb shots. Now, he's not very known for that, but in the past games, in the playoffs, he's taken some questionable threes at questionable moments. He's a man who can knock him down. He's a man who can make it happen. Tadel Jancic needs to stay on his feet and stay in the paint and crash the boards. Braden Gross has got to take this game over for Louisville. This kid knocks down almost every free throw. This kid knocks down almost every shot from the field. Underneath the rim, he's lethal. So if you're Louisville, if you're Tom Siegfried, feed the ball to Braden Gross. If Braden Gross isn't the option, hand it off to Bo Siegfried behind the arc. If Bo Siegfried shut down, give it to Devin Bailey. And at that point, if they're shutting down all four, then if they're shutting down the entirety of the starting five for Louisville, I don't know what Louisville's going to do. But really,
well, it's almost like you got to tip your cap to them and say, hey, congratulations on making it to the state championship game right then. But, like we've seen, Braden Gross, he's going to get hounded in the paint. Teams know about him, no stranger, double team, triple team, but for a big guy, he's a great passer. So he knows that he has to dish the ball off to maybe if a Bo Siegfried is open or if a Tadel Jancic is open. So I'm sure Garfield Heights is going to pack it in against him, but Bo Siegfried, and he's fought through a lot of that and produced a lot of scoring, but he's a smart basketball player in the paint who can find his other teammates who are open.
We're getting the starters now for the first time from Garfield Heights. We're not able to get them from the scorers table. So I will let you know everybody that you'll need to look out for on the Garfield Heights side of things. I mean, sorry to stall time. I know all the 40 people watching at home right now probably want to hear some basketball, but I do apologize. We gotta wait for intros, guys.
Yeah, they do introduce all the players for both teams, and they're just finishing up with the Garfield Heights introductions. They've already made the Louisville introductions, and we're about ready to tip off some basketball. Two great games so far today. One Star County team, Perry, into the state tournament, and I think we're going to get our national anthem.
All right, folks, we are going to honor the national anthem here with time to spare. So, I mean, you can join us if you'd like at home. I don't know if that's awkward or weird, but, I do respect this country, so we're going to go to the audio only. Thank you. back to the Kent McKinley Memorial Fieldhouse. We're here for the Letter Live here in the state semifinals. It's time, Mike.
It's time.
Mike,
It's time. One Stark County team in the state championship game. Check mark. See if we can add another check mark here.
Absolutely, Mike. We're going to kick it over to the audio-only section of our live stream, and I'm going to stand on top of my damn chair. Tipping off for Louisville, of course, it's going to be Braden Gross. Gross, 6'7". He's got the tallest height on the team, but it's actually Ashton Marshall with the tallest vertical on Louisville's squad. Tipping it off for Garfield Heights is going to be Nasir Hines, 6'8", senior center. This kid's built. Gross wins the tip-off, and Siegfried's going to take it at the logo. He's over to the right. Locked down by Johnson. Over on the left wing, ball's handed over to the right to Bailey. Bailey steps back at the logo. He's got Gross at the OHSAA logo that is taking the right side of their court. Braden Gross waiting for command. 7 minutes, 30 seconds taken down here in the first. Gross takes one through. Looking to get one over the 6'8" man. Can't do it. Nasir Hines grabs the board. Johnson has to get it down. He's got Braylon Sullivan. Sullivan on the left wing gives it back to Johnson. Johnson's going to anchor this at the point for Garfield Heights. Bulldogs sporting white uniforms tonight. Louisville sporting their all baby blue. Ari Jones hands it off to Devon Johnson. Marcus Johnson gets it inside. Can't get it. Taking things off for the Leopards. It's Bo Siegfried, as they don't convert. Bo Siegfried finds a lane, puts one up and in. And this place just went insane.
Yeah, Siegfried, just real aggressive move into the lane to open the scoring here in the game.
Inside, Braylon Sullivan finds a lane underneath Tate Alchancic. And Sullivan gonna press up on Siegfried. Siegfried breaks him. Siegfried on the left wing, drives through again, puts one up and in. Bo Siegfried, Coach's kid versus Marcus Johnson, Coach's kid.
Kind of the similar play by Siegfried there to put his team up 4-2.
Ari Johnson hands it over to Sullivan now on the right wing. Sullivan looks to drive inside. He's guarded by Bo. Puts one up and in. Sullivan makes a tough layup off the glass. It's Louisville 4. Garfield Heights 4. Leopards versus the Bulldogs. And Siegfried looks to break Sullivan. Gross, mid-ranger, pops it, won't fall. A couple of bounces off the left side of the rim, and Marcus Johnson comes down with it. Johnson gives it over to Johnson, and Devon Johnson, who was the Johnson that just shot the ball, can't make it as he airballs it very aggressively, honestly. With 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go, Siegfried going to take it up the court for Louisville. Alchancic is in the right corner, and Marshall takes it over, anchoring at the left wing. Marshall takes it over to his right, looks to drive inside, spins around. He wants it, over to Gross. Gross inside. Gross has got it. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go here in the first. Bailey to Marshall connection, almost forces a steal to Marcus Johnson. And inside it's Ari Jones. Ari Jones, tough lay, it's a reverse underneath the hoop. And we're back tied at 6 apiece. 5 minutes ticking down in the first. Siegfried's got it at the logo now. Goes through his legs. He's guarded by Sullivan. And Marshall takes over the reins inside to Gross, and Gross has a lane. Gets over Nasir Hines.
Yeah, Gross is able to escape the height of Nasir Hines in there. You know, with Hines being at 6'8", that gives Heights an advantage that maybe they don't have to send 2 or 3 guys over on Braden Gross and kind of focus on all of the Leopards defensively.
I do apologize. I did just realize that our audio-only thumbnail was still Louisville, or was still Perry versus Richmond, versus North Royalton. So I have fixed that. Going into that, we have a turnover on the Bulldogs side of things. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first. Louisville 8, Garfield Heights 6. Marshall over on the right side, hands it to Gross. Gross looking for a lane, drives through, spin around, can't get it, it's short. Looks for the tip, finds it back, and Marcus Johnson gets the board. Johnson fires inside Larry Jones. And now Jansic able to make it happen. Siegfried takes it down on the right wing, dishes one inside to Gross, underneath, it's good, and this place once again erupts in a sea, in a jungle of the Louisville Leopards nation. Timeout taken by Garfield Heights, and we had 4 minutes of non-stop action. Louisville able to pull through.
That's a couple of times so far that Braden Gross is able to get loose in the paint, and his teammates have been able to find him open, escaping Nasir Hines. Gross, 6 points already. Bo Siegfried, the other 4 points for Louisville. They're off to a good start. Nothing on the board yet for Marcus Johnson for Garfield Heights. So good job by Louisville containing him so far. Leopards up 10-6, 3:53 to go here in the first quarter.
With 3 minutes and 53 to tick now in the first. It's Garfield Heights ball, and Bo Siegfried is pressed up on the other side of the court on Braylon Sullivan. Taking it down past the timeline, Leopard Nation chants fill the arena, and Ari Jones takes it over. He's guarded by Al Chancic, currently committed to Malone for both basketball and baseball. Johnson's got to look from the stripe. Can't get it. Marshall tries to get the board, won't find it. Ari Jones won't roll it in either. It's Leopard ball. Bailey takes it down the other side. Up to the corner to Al Chancic. The starting 5 for Louisville have not left the court. Siegfried, right wing, takes it over from Bailey. Looking for a lane underneath, puts it to Gross. Johnson passes it outside, and my goodness, I think we're actually above capacity, as opposite to our scoreboard, there is a sea of Garfield Heights fans currently pouring in for the Bulldogs.
And you have people standing up on the upper reaches of this place.
As you say that, Mike, it is a Braden Gross layup. Johnson gets the ball stolen by Gross. Hand it over. It's Rayshawn Myers. Corner. Devon Johnson takes it in. And back to the other corner. Rayshawn Myers from the 3-point line. 2 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Left here in the first. Louisville 12. Garfield Heights 9.
Yeah, first 3 of the game for Rayshawn Myers. First 3 for Garfield Heights. And a turnover on Louisville here will give the ball back to Heights. Now Marcus Johnson gets all the headlines for Garfield Heights. So far he hasn't scored. His teammates keeping him close early.
3 fired by Devon Johnson. He won't find it. Ball's tipped out by Rayshawn Myers, and it's going Garfield Heights' way.
Yeah, Louisville fans not happy with that call. Neither is the Louisville bench. Referees are having a discussion, and they do reverse the call. So it's going to be Louisville's ball.
Cannot hear myself think in this place. It's buzzing. And I think we're really starting to fill up now. Siegfried at the timeline, looks to go forward. He's guarded by Myers. Find inside, it's Marshall. Marshall misses the layup on the reverse. Minute and 59 to go here, left in the first. And Johnson double teamed by Andrechik and Loy. Look like it's his first minutes of the game. Up and in, they've got another.
That'll be the Marcus Johnson's first points of the night.
Louisville 12, Garfield Heights 11. Loy inside. throws a pick over to Marcus Johnson. Johnson up, puts up a tough layup, but he's fouled. He'll get a couple of shots at the charity stripe. And we're ticking down time with 1:25 to go.
Yeah, foul's going to go against Ashton Marshall. First foul of the game for the Leopards. Marcus Johnson going to the free throw line. Just scored his first points. Gets his first free throw to drop. That ties the game at 12. Garfield Heights, I believe, on a 6-0 run right here to tie the game. Johnson, the 6'3" junior guard, trying to give Heights the lead, and he does. Now Marcus Johnson going to go sit down for the Heights.
1 minute, 23 seconds to go here in the first. Garfield Heights take their first lead of the game. It's 13-12. And Trechik from the left wing finds a lane, tries to get past Braylon Sullivan. And Gross takes it at the right, puts one up, puts it in. It's good. No charges called, no foul is called. 59 seconds left to go here in the first. It's anybody's ball game with Louisville currently up 14-13 over the Bulldogs. Braylon Sullivan hands one over to Devon Johnson. It's Dantes Jones in for the Bulldogs. Looking to dribble out the clock. We've got 31 seconds to tick left in the first. Cornelius Williams in for the Bulldogs. 23 seconds now left on the clock. Garfield Heights setting up for the last shot. Sonny Williams up on his feet. Braden Gross is called for a trip.
Yeah, a lot of times you see Braden Gross, Louisville's big man, out trying to slow the ball handler, but instead he gets the trip there. First foul of the game on Gross. .1 seconds to go left here in the first. Ari Jones takes it back for Garfield Heights. Hands it back to Marcus Johnson. Johnson will take the last shot of the game. Looking to cross up Marshall. Deep back three. Takes it up. Looks one. Step back. It's no good. Siegfried sent it down. Won't fall. And after one, it's Louisville 14. Garfield Heights 13. And this place could not get any louder. Literally. Like I'm not kidding. Well, what a start for Braden Gross for Louisville. 10 points in the first quarter to lead really all scores here today. Scores 10 of Louisville's 14 points. And the Leopards holding Marcus Johnson to 2 points in the first quarter. We talked about it before the game. We kind of were figuring Ashton Marshall was the primary defender on Marcus Johnson. He was there on that last possession, although Johnson was able to escape and get a step-back jumper that didn't go for Garfield Heights. But so far, what people might have expected between these two teams, as we talked about coming in, I think a lot of people probably thought this would be a matchup somewhere down the road, whether it be in a state semifinal or in the state championship game. Because when the brackets came out, the likelihood of it being in the state semifinal was there. And here they are in front of a packed house at the field house.
And as we go into the second quarter, it's Louisville 14, Garfield Heights 13. Garfield Heights considered the home team for this contest.
You know, we talked about, I mentioned earlier that you look across the way and you see a lot of people standing on the top rows in the upper decks here. I can't remember the last time I've really even seen that. for a game here. You know, McKinley crowds back in the day were big, but they're not anymore. It's just been fun to be here today.
It's just an electric atmosphere. The King McKinley Fieldhouse has seen more population from this one day alone, combined all 3 games, than they had the entirety of the McKinley season.
Well, we had to get your fix of the Fieldhouse this season, since you said you had never been here up until this season. And we've made about, I don't know, 5 or 6 trips here. I think even to do a girls basketball game once between Jackson and McKinley. And
we did a lot. We did a lot. Inbounding the ball for Garfield Heights is going to be Marcus Johnson. We got 8 minutes to take here in the second quarter. And it's Louisville 14, Garfield Heights 13. Marcus Johnson hands the inbound off to Braylon Sullivan. Sullivan taking it down the court for the Bulldogs. He's at the logo now for Ari Jones to his right. Ari Jones tries to get past Gross. Gross on Jones inside. Marcus Johnson puts one up, finds Jones, mid-ranger, won't fall. Rebounded by Gross. After a couple of tips from Aljancic and Bailey, they help lead the cause. 7 minutes, 24 seconds to go. Devin Bailey hits Marshall over on the right wing. He's got Aljancic in the right corner. Bo Siegfried in the left, but he'll hand it off to Braden Gross, who shifts over to that right wing as Aljancic goes under the hoop. It's Braden Gross taking it back up to the logo as they'll reset. A minute shaved off from this second quarter. Gross looking to drive in, crosses through 1, crosses through 2, puts one in, and he's got 2. Gross, he's got 12 points already. 12 of the Leopards 16. It's Louisville 16, Garfield Heights 13. With 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Driving inside, it's Cornelius Williams. Spins it out. It's Braylon Sullivan taking the charge now. He'll put one up. He gets called for a foul. I believe it's Braden Gross who gets the call. And Braden Gross already has 2 fouls.
Yeah, that is going to be on Braden Gross, as you said. You wonder how long it's going to be maybe before Sonny Johnson's going to decide to maybe send another guy on Gross, because he's off to a great start. They really haven't double teamed him or triple teamed him like we've seen a lot of teams do. But Gross is on fire so far with 12 points, as Braylon Sullivan will go to the free throw line for Garfield Heights and he hits his first. Sullivan with 5 points in the game gets Garfield Heights to within 2, 16-14, and he hits his second.
Ball's inbounded by Bailey to Siegfried, and Siegfried's going to take this past half court. This man is doing everything with the ball in his hands. Gross from the right, spins around, almost burns Jones, gives it to Bailey. Bailey's going to drive it himself. Bailey kicks it out. It's Gross, back from the right wing, drives one up, can't find it, gets his board, puts it back up and in. 6 minutes, 9 seconds to go left here in the second quarter, and it's Louisville 18, Garfield Heights 15. Marcus Johnson at the key, double teamed by Marshall and Siegfried. Inside, it's Braylon Sullivan, tipped back in by Nasir Hines after the shot by Sullivan.
Yeah, Nasir Hines just using that 6'8" frame, easy tip in to get Heights back to within 1.
Aljancic puts one up with a man in his face, I guess, and it's no good. Not a great shot. Jones hits Sullivan in the corner. Sullivan stepped out. Lucky for Aljancic.
Yeah, you got to play smart in situations like this, in big games like this.
Just not sure what Aljancic was trying to do off of that. Looking to get hot, obviously. Was not successful for him. 5 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Siegfried, it's a foot race down against Cornelius Williams. Siegfried over on that right wing, gives it over to Aljancic, who's now at the key. Aljancic over to his right, looking to drive through. He wants some points. Foul called on Garfield Heights. Blocking.
Yeah, Aljancic being aggressive, going to the basket there, is able to at least draw the foul on Braylon Sullivan. And that's his first. Only one team foul apiece on both teams here in the quarter.
Gross spins around inside, finds the and one after a couple of tips from the rim. Rim has been helping him a lot in today's game. 5 minutes, 14 to go. Now it's Louisville 20, Garfield Heights 17.
Is this going to be Braylon Gross's, as they like to talk about the NCAA's, one shining moment? What a start for him in this game. Hits his free throw. 17 of Louisville's 21 points.
Gross.
The other 4 belong to Bo Siegfried.
Gross comes out for the first time in this game, getting some much-deserved rest. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the first half as a whole. It's Louisville 21, Garfield Heights 17. Siegfried goes up. Marcus Johnson puts up a contested shot after a pass. Goes over Ashton Marshall's left shoulder. 4 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Left here in the second. Siegfried has to do some fancy footwork to get past his man, Aljancic, with a 3. It's no good. Aljancic just off on shooting. Marcus Johnson looking to fight Aljancic downstairs. There's no foul, but Marcus Johnson gets a 2, and Garfield Heights back in the game, up 1. 4 minutes, 23 seconds. Up 21. 22 to 21. Steal by Braylon Sullivan. Sullivan misses. Sullivan stepped out of bounds on his way down.
And Garfield Heights with a little bit of momentum here. Taking the lead for the first time in a while. Tom Siegfried getting Braden Gross back into the game along with Avery Andrechik.
Gross at the opposite foul stripe, needs to take this up if he wants to beat the violation. He beats one, puts one up, loses it, still put it in, no fouls called. Marshall can't get the board. Marcus Johnson down the court, spot up 3, can't hit it. Andrechik boxed out, taking a couple of members out in press row underneath the hoop.
Yeah, Braden Gross kind of loses his balance on the way in. It looked like we're on a corner seat, and that was at the basket farthest from us.
On the inbound for Garfield Heights, it was Braylon Sullivan. 3 ball taken by Marcus Johnson. Tried to convert a 4-point play. Won't get it. Can't even get the foul to make it 3 foul shots. Siegfried looking to go inside. Get something done. Out to Aljancic. Back out to Siegfried. Siegfried, right wing. Stutter steps through his pivot. Gross underneath the hoop. Pushes forward. No charges called. And Andrechik able to get one in. Refs letting a lot of stuff go in this matchup. It's Louisville 23, Garfield Heights 22. I'm not sure why they didn't call that one, Mike.
Yeah, Louisville very fortunate that they didn't call Braden Gross for an offensive foul. That would have been his 3rd.
Over in the corner, Braden Gross is able to tip one from Rayshawn Myers. And on its way down, Aljancic puts one over to Marshall. Marshall over to Siegfried. Siegfried corner, spot up, sparks it.
First 3 in the game for Siegfried. Louisville, biggest lead, 26-22. I think matches their biggest lead.
Braylon Sullivan gives it to Marcus Johnson, Marcus Johnson, anchor things for the Bulldogs. Marcus Johnson wants to do it himself. He loses it, he's down. It's going Louisville's way.
Yeah, Marcus Johnson tried to do it himself, as you said. Just lost control of it going out of bounds. Tried to hit the shot.
Marcus Johnson just trying to draw a foul there. Couldn't get it done. And that's going to be costly for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Johnson with 9 points already. Didn't get off to a fast start, but he gave Garfield Heights the lead briefly.
2-3 played by Garfield Heights. Gives Bailey some room on the right side. Bailey instead throws out of bounds on a miscommunication over to Braden Gross. And that's a turnover for Devin Bailey. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the second. It's Louisville 26, Garfield Heights 22. At the logo, it's Cornelius Williams. Williams, guarded by Al Jancic, looking from an underneath pass to Braylon Sullivan. Sullivan takes it back from behind his back. And wow, what a finish from Sullivan, getting it done inside. Siegfried at the logo, takes it to his left. Ball almost stolen.
Now they're going to get a reach-in foul on Demetrius Williams on Bo Siegfried for reaching in. First foul on Williams. Only the third on Garfield Heights with 1:49 to go in the first half. As Bo Siegfried tries to drive baseline and gets it back out front to Gross.
And Andrechik over to Alchancic now. Gives it to Bailey. And Andrechik gets it back. He's got a screen from Gross. It's a ghost. Funny enough, that's a tongue twister. Siegfried now at the OHSAA logo on red court. Spins one back to Bailey. Bailey over to Andrechik. Andrechik three. He's got it!
We've seen Andrechik, especially early in the season, very effective three-point shooter. His first field goal of the night is a three.
Devon Johnson and Braylon Sullivan exchange the ball over on the right wing. Ari Jones takes things back. He's guarded by Gross. Gross takes it down. It's 1-on-2. Gross calls the reach in.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 quick fouls on Demetrius Williams from Garfield Heights. Now they're up to 14 fouls. Check that out. Devon Jackson will get the foul for Garfield Heights. So that's his first.
Alchancic gonna get in for Louisville. It's Siegfried's ball now at the stripe. He'll take one down. Fires one over to the corner. Alchancic inside. Tries to find Gross. Gross bounces back on Ari Jones. On his head. Gross has 19 points in the first half alone. 37 seconds to tick down here in the second. Johnson steps back. Gives it to the corner. That's Devon Johnson from the corner. 25 seconds to go here in the first half. It's Louisville 31, Garfield Heights 27. It's a challenge if we can get their shots to fall. And Siegfried's got it over on the right side. Finds a lane, puts up a tough layup, no good. Ari Jones gets the board, 10 seconds to go. Andrechik calls a reach in on Johnson, Marcus Johnson.
Yeah, no really harm there for the Leopards. Andrechik stopping a possible break for Garfield Heights. Just a second team foul on the Leopards. 8.5 seconds to go as Garfield Heights inbounds.
8.5 seconds to go left here in the first half. Colton Lloyd back in it for Braden Gross. The all-defensive lineup now in for the Leopards with 8.5 seconds to go. Inside is Marcus Johnson. He's got an easy look. Clock ticks down. Alchancic fires to Andrechik. Andrechik with his right. Puts one up from half court. Can't fall, but it was close. At the end of the first half, it's your Louisville Leopards 31 to also your Garfield Heights Bulldogs 29. And this has been the Little Eyes first half radio coverage of the Division III state semifinal between Louisville and Garfield Heights. Mike and I, we will see you after halftime. And thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
This is Mike Popovich back here at the field house. We're at halftime of this Division III state semifinals game between Louisville and Garfield Heights. The Leopards have a 31-29 lead. Look at the scoring. Aiden Brueck has done a lot of damage for the Leopards in this game. He has a game-high 17 points. Also, Bo Siegfried has 7 points. Tate Aljancic has 2 points. And Avery Andrechik has 3 points. That accounts for all of the Louisville scoring. For Garfield Heights, Mr. Basketball finalist Marcus Johnson has 11 points. Braylon Sullivan has 8 points. Devon Jackson has 3 points. Ari Jones has 2 points. Rayshawn Myers has 3 points. And Nasir Hines has 2 points. So once again at halftime, Louisville leads Garfield Heights by a score of 31-29. And Aiden Brueck and I will be back in a few minutes with second half action here from the field house. Well, back here at the field house as we get set for the second half of this Division III state semifinal game between Louisville and Garfield Heights. Louisville leading by a score of 31-29. Huge start of the game for Braden Gross, 19 points. Marcus Johnson, 11 points for Garfield Heights. It's the type of game we really kind of expected these two teams to have. No real separation by anyone yet. And Louisville has a 2-point halftime lead. Well, hello, sir.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Letter Live. Remember, this is an audio-only broadcast feed of the game, but my goodness, Mike, Ashton Marshall opens it up for Louisville with a 3-point shot, and Aljansen gets the board. Back to Siegfried. Siegfried can't get it. Boarded by Marcus Johnson on his way down. Gives it off to Braylon Sullivan to get things started for the Bulldogs. Now 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go left here in the third. Louisville's first possession is unsuccessful. Braden Gross currently with 19 points, all in the first half. Will he do it again? Stay with us. Marcus Johnson drives through, tough lay, finds it in. Off the left rim, off the left side of the rim. He's able to roll it in with his right. 7 minutes, 5 seconds to go here in the third. We're tied, 31 apiece. And Braden Gross taking it down the court for the Leopards. Gross out to Bailey. Bailey from three. It's a little off. Aljansen gets the board. Siegfried kicks it off to Gross. Gross three. You don't see those very often. 6 minutes, 43 to go. Braden Gross with a devious heat check. 34-31 now with 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Marcus Johnson with a response of his own, tying things back up. He's got 16 on the night so far. Action's happening so fast, I can't even let Mike speak. Gross looks to pull up. Hits it over to Bailey now in the right corner. Bailey drives through the wing. Over to Aljansen now, guarded by Jones. R.A. Jones is on him. Stays off, strays off. Aljansen inside. Makes a tough play. Makes it look easy, but can't get it to fall. I think I jinxed it there. Marcus Johnson drives through. Euro step inside. Can't get it done. Boarded by Johnson. He gets fouled. Off the putback. 5 minutes, 54 to go. We're at 34 apiece.
Well, Mike really doesn't need to speak when you have action like this going on. As Marcus Johnson will go to the free throw line. What a duel it's been between him and Braden Gross, although you don't like to look at basketball as a one-on-one duel. Marcus Johnson hits his first free throw. And he hits his second. Marcus Johnson with 18 on the day. Braden Gross with 22 for Louisville as Garfield Heights regains the lead at 36-34.
Absolutely, Mike. It's Garfield Heights currently leading the charge, but Siegfried kicks it out to Marshall. Marshall from that key, hands it over to Gross. Gross now looks to drive through his right. Takes it with his left. Over on his right side, posts up on Nasir Hines, but can't get it done. It's another no good possession for Louisville. Braylon Sullivan and Marcus Johnson exchange the ball a couple of times on that right side. Johnson looking to cross up Marshall. Marshall won't fall. Johnson puts up a mid-ranger. And Garfield Heights with their largest lead of the game now with 4, which is a little crazy to say. 5 minutes to go here in the third. Garfield Heights 38, Louisville 34. Bo Siegfried tries to put up a tough one. It's going Garfield Heights' way. With about 4 minutes, 53 seconds to go, Louisville are not phased, it doesn't look. Siegfried tight on the benches. This might be the most nervous I've seen him ever.
Yeah, he's got his arms folded like that, real tight.
Johnson hands it off to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Johnson now over on that left wing. Johnson is picked up by Aljancic now, going behind his back. Slips through, puts one over to the right wing. It's Ari Jones's ball, back to Johnson now with 4 minutes 25 to go. This game is flying. Inside, it's Ari Jones. 3-ball, Sullivan. Can't knock it down. Gross gets the bucket. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the third. And Siegfried has it on that right wing. Handed it off to Marshall. Marshall over to Aljancic now from the logo. Hands it back over to Siegfried. Siegfried face guarded by Devon Johnson. Spins around, looking for a lane or potentially going outside. Hands it off to Marshall. Marshall puts one up. Can't find it. No foul is called on Ari Jones for having a little bit of contact there, but whatever. 3-ball, Devon Johnson. What a bucket. Timeout taken. And it's Garfield Heights 41, Louisville 34. And you want to talk about a mini collapse? You want to talk about a Garfield Heights avalanche on offense? Well, there you go. There you got it. And it's Garfield Heights 41, Louisville 34, with 3 minutes, 44 seconds to go left here in the third quarter, Mike.
Yeah, Marcus Johnson gets all the headlines for Garfield Heights, but that was a huge three that Devon Jackson hit. Puts Garfield Heights up by 7, their biggest lead of the game, with 3:44 to go. Good timeout there by Louisville. Try to stem the tide a little bit, stop the momentum for Garfield Heights. We're trying to get to the state tournament for the first time since, I believe you said, 2016. Well, they're in the state tournament, but Louisville in the state tournament for the first time, trying to get to the championship game for the first time.
Mike, we got 3 minutes, 44 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. It's Garfield Heights 41 to Louisville's 34. Brandon Gross currently leading all scorers with 22. Not far behind him is Marcus Johnson. He's got 20. Garfield Heights is Ohio Mr. Basketball finalist. Guards one off of Gross, and he's going to get the inbound. Gross and Siegfried looking for a connection there, and trying to get the momentum to sway back in their favor. 3 minutes, 32 to go now, left here in the third, and it's Garfield Heights 41, Louisville 34. It's Braylon Sullivan taking the reins over to Devon Johnson after a pass from Ari Jones. Sullivan gets it back now on the left wing. Kicked back over to Devon Johnson now at the logo. Devon, back to Jones over on that left wing. They're eyeing the 3-ball right now, but if they can find a lane for Nasir Hines, they will gladly take it. It's 4 out for the Bulldogs with Devon Johnson inside. Marcus Johnson, step back, over to Sullivan now. Sullivan puts one up, no good. Siegfried gets the board. Siegfried down the court, needs a spark. Over to Gross. Aljancic 3. Can't get it. Gross gets the board. Kicks it out. Siegfried, spot up. No good. Rebounded by Bailey. Bailey can't put it up. It's going Louisville's way now. Again, after 3 chances to make something happen for the Leopards, can't get it done. Avery Andrechik back in the game for Devin Bailey. Siegfried taking the reins for Louisville. Andrechik looking to drive through. Avoids the steal. Keeps it out. Aljancic takes it on that right wing off a screen from Marshall. Aljancic looking to drive through. Malone basketball commit trying to go inside. Can't get it done, but he is fouled on his way back for Siegfried to inbound.
Yeah, foul's going to go. It's Marcus Johnson, first foul of the game for Garfield Heights' leading scorer, who has 20 points. Gross gets his shot rejected by Nasir Hines. And a turnover on Garfield Heights gives the ball back to Louisville. This is the first time in this game here in the third quarter where we've seen Nasir Hines' height kind of really bother Braden Gross. Gross had his way in the first half, but Hines making an impact defensively.
Siegfried puts up a floater from mid-range. It's no good. Garfield Heights 41 to Louisville 34. A minute and 50 to go left here in the third. If you're just joining us, welcome to The Letter Live. We have an audio-only stream of tonight's broadcast. Tonight's semifinal. I'm Aiden Brueck, play-by-play. I'm joined with Mike Popovich to my left. We're in Kent McKinley Memorial Fieldhouse in Garfield Heights, currently leading the Louisville Leopards 41-34 in the state semifinal. Garfield Heights looking to waste as much time as humanly possible. And Devon Johnson has him in the corner. Gives it over to Sullivan. 3 ball. Take it. Marcus Johnson.
You know why he's a Mr. Basketball finalist.
Siegfried over to Marshall now on that right wing. Looking to go inside to Aljancic. Aljancic looking to put one up. Puts one in. And one for Tate Aljancic. Minute and 2 now to go here in the third. And that might have been what the Leopards needed to get their mojo back.
Boy, that was a basket Louisville really needed. Now they need Tate Aljancic to go to the free throw line. Make this free throw, get themselves back in the 7. Kind of teetering on that brink of possibly losing control of this game. And Aljancic does make the free throw. 7 points on the Knights, gets his team to within 7.
Johnson now at the logo has to kick it over to Cornelius Williams. Williams with 53 seconds to go. Bulldogs are going to play for the last shot here in the third unless they can get a good look before that. Marshall steps up, almost stolen by Marshall. It's kicked back out to Marcus Johnson. Sonny Johnson on his feet. Ari Jones back to Williams. Williams back to Jones. Jones being the outlet for Garfield Heights. Johnson taking it back up. It's 5 out for the Bulldogs with 19 seconds to go. Marcus Johnson takes it back. He's got 13, guarded by Marshall. Looking to drive through. It's Cornelius Williams. Ball's going Garfield Heights' way. And Braylon Sullivan in for the Bulldogs.
Boy, a stop here could be really big for Louisville entering the final 8 minutes of the game. Although a big shot by Garfield Heights could be huge for them.
With 7 seconds to go, Louisville puts in their defensive lineup. And I say that, but Ashton Marshall is on the bench. Nasir Hines coming back in for Garfield Heights. Seven seconds to go. Off the inbound, Marcus Johnson takes it from that wing. Wants to step back, puts one up. It's a tough shot. It lands. 1 second to go. Through the buzzer, Devin Bailey tries to put one up, and Marcus Johnson with a tough shot. I mean, at the buzzer, what more could you ask for from an Ohio Mr. Basketball finalist for the second year in a row, mind you, son of an Ohio Mr. Basketball winner? I mean, this kid has it in his genes.
Wow. 2 big shots at the end of the quarter for Marcus Johnson. 25 points on the game. Extends his lead to 9 going into the fourth quarter. You know, we talked about Sonny Johnson. We saw him up at the MAC tournament a couple days ago.
This is true.
Interacting with a man who is standing near us, Tim DeBevick, the head coach of the Jackson Polar Bears. Coaching fraternity is pretty tight. These guys know each other. These guys respect each other. And I'm sure it still stings for Tim DeBevick that his team, who had some hopes of going deep in the postseason, isn't playing right now. But the main focus right now is how is Louisville going to claw back from this. Now, you don't need to get it all at once. You're down by 9. But how do you stop Marcus Johnson? They haven't found a way to do that yet.
Best way for Louisville to come back in this game right now is just giving it to Braden Gross, letting him work inside. I mean, he's obviously been a really great finisher inside this entire game, but if they're not able to utilize him because he's being shut down, probably by Nasir Hines inside because of his just his sheer length, there's not much else he can do about that problem. 8 minutes now left in the entire game with a chance to go to the state championship of Division III. John Cena, the time is now, is playing in the arena, and my goodness, Mike, I love this song.
Let me finish the line. Inject this into my veins right now, this John Cena song.
Well, John Cena just became a bad guy, so I don't know if I'd inject his blood in my veins.
Well, that's true.
Leopard Nation chants rise from the stands. And it's Garfield Heights 46, Louisville 37. 9-point lead for Garfield Heights. Gives them the advantage with 8 minutes to go.
Well, this is a big moment for this Louisville senior class. Possibility that this could be it, their final 8 minutes of the career. Let's see what they have in them as they try to extend their careers and this season.
Ari Jones hands it to Marcus Johnson. It's important to know Marcus Johnson was only a junior, so he's looking to just play. Jones from Devon Johnson. It's over to Sullivan now. Jones has it on that left wing. He'll take one through the key, guarded by Siegfried. Dishes one underneath to Hines. It's Sullivan. Sullivan back. Gives it to Jones. Jones inside, over to Hines. Hines puts one up, makes it look easy.
Yeah, too easy there for Nasir Hines. Second field goal of the night gives him 4 points.
Garfield Heights, 48, Louisville, 37. Devin Bailey taking it into his own hands, puts one up, can't get it. He is fouled, he'll get 2 shots.
Yeah, the foul goes against Braylon Sullivan for Garfield Heights. Devin Bailey will go to the free throw line, as you said, to shoot 2. Bailey so far scoreless for the Leopards as he tries to start what they hope is a big comeback here in the fourth quarter. Bailey's first free throw rattles in and out. So now he'll try to get to his team to within 10. Garfield Heights up 48-37. Bailey's second shot bounces off the back of the rim, no good.
Bailey misses both of his free throws and gives it to Marcus Johnson. He's going to take it past half court. 7 minutes, 8 seconds to go left here in the fourth. And Ari Jones anchors over on that right wing. Ball's handed over to Sullivan now inside. Back out to Jones. 3 ball. Devon Johnson can't get it to fall. Bailey tries to tip it out. And a bad fall from Marcus Johnson. He hits his head hard on the ground. And he's down. His hands over his head. There's 6 minutes and 51 seconds to go.
Boy, that sounded bad.
That did sound bad. Hoping that Marcus Johnson is okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be getting up and he'll be okay. Pulls his jersey up. Tries to shake that hit off. Probably going to have him sit down for a minute or two to make sure he really is okay.
It's like Marcus Johnson gets hurt. He wants to make sure, or he wants to, keep playing. He wants to tell his dad, his head coach, that he's okay. And at that point, his dad's got to make the decision, okay, do I let my son play through this, or do I prioritize my role as a parent and make sure that my kid's okay? And looks like he sat him there, hoping he's okay. Athletic trainer is looking at him. That's a big blow for Garfield Heights if he's out. 6 minutes, 43 to go. Braden Gross inside. Misses the layup. Tries to get the board, but can't get it done. Gross tracking Jones downstairs. Nasir Hines saves it. Devon Johnson turns it over. Andrechik Over to Siegfried now. Andrechik from that wing. Over to Marshall. Marshall fakes the three. Fakes out Hines. Puts one up. Puts it in.
First field goal of the night for Ashton Marshall. Cuts that lead to single digits. Louisville to within 48-39.
It's Rayshawn Myers over on that right wing. Marcus Johnson ready to come back in for the Bulldogs. And Jones taking it over for the Bulldogs now as Sullivan looks to dish it out. Jones from the logo. Gets past one. He's got Hines underneath. Jones almost misses one. Louisville trying not to foul. Keep Johnson out of the game for as long as possible. Jones over to Johnson now on that left side. Make it clear this is Devon Johnson. And another timeout taken by Garfield Heights. Marcus Johnson going to go back in the game for the Bulldogs. 5 minutes, 31 seconds to go here in the fourth. It's Garfield Heights 48, Louisville 39.
Well, we talked a little bit about we saw Sonny Johnson up at the MAC tournament. Of course, Akron beating Miami in the MAC championship game last night to earn an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. And the Zips are going to be heading to one of your favorite cities, Seattle, to play the Arizona Wildcats in the NCAA tournament. Trying to end an 0-for-6 drought in the tournament.
Frankly, Mike, I'm focused on Louisville and Garfield Heights at the moment, so I don't have a comment on that. 5 minutes, 31 to go here in the fourth. Garfield Heights 48, Louisville 39. It's been the Marcus Johnson show for Garfield Heights today. Devon Johnson gets over to Jones. Jones now over on that left wing. Gets it back from Devon Johnson. Roman Sullivan saves it from going out of bounds. Marcus Johnson steps through. Foul call on Ashton Marshall. 5 minutes, 14 to go now in the fourth. It's a 9-point deficit for the Leopards. It's going to be a long crawl back up with 5 minutes and 14 seconds to go, but we've seen it happen before. Louisville fans hope to see it again. Taking things over, it's a jump ball with Louisville possession. Devon Johnson not happy with the call, but it's Louisville ball.
So Johnson has to be restrained a little bit by one of his assistants there. He's so furious. And now I thought he was going to get teed up there, but he didn't.
5 minutes, 8 seconds to go on the left here in the fourth. Leps need a spark. Gross drives through, gathers step inside, can't get it done. And Gross, 19 in the first half, but can't get things moving in the second half. Von Johnson gets it back to Marcus Johnson. Johnson guarded by Marshall. Both Johnsons over on that right side. It's a turnover. Bo Siegfried and Tate Aljancic part of that charge. Avery Andrechik in for the Leopards. Siegfried goes through. Aljancic wants the three, won't take it. Siegfried step back over on that right wing. Avery Andrechik back. And it's in the corner for Gross. Gross looking to post inside, spins around. Tough lay. He'll find it. It's a 7-point game. With 4 minutes and 17 seconds to go.
Boy, Braden Gross finally gets one to fall. It's been kind of a tough stretch for him. He hit that three-pointer early in the second half. Had some good looks, but just couldn't get shots to fall. And now he breaks his personal drought and gets his team to within 7. 4 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Still very doable for Louisville. You know, sometimes when you have the lead, 4 minutes and 17 seconds can last forever. But Garfield Heights. I mean, first time seeing Marcus Johnson in person, just been really impressive.
To those watching at home, thank you for watching me live here from Canton McKinley Memorial Fieldhouse. I'm still cheesing. It's such a great atmosphere here in Canton today. 4 minutes, 17 seconds to go in Garfield Heights, led by Marcus Johnson, currently leading the Louisville Leopards 48 to 41.
I could spend 7 more hours here today, but I worry about your voice right now.
Yeah, I gotta tap out after this one. Leps fans on their feet. Leopard Nation has shown up and are showing out. 4 minutes, 17 to go now in the game. Garfield Heights 48. Louisville 41. Braylon Sullivan has the inbound for the Bulldogs and hands it over to Marcus Johnson. They'll get it back. Boos rain from the crowd. Garfield Heights going to take the good old time. Devon Johnson takes over to that right side. It's just inside to Ari Jones, and Jones going to come back out. Jones over to Johnson, now on that right side. Jones takes it back from that corner. Takes it back up. Stolen. Ashton Marshall going up. Blocked by Marcus Johnson, but there's a foul.
Well, I think that should be a goaltend too, in addition to a foul. They're waving off the shot. The foul will be on Marcus Johnson, his second. And I thought there could have been reason for a goaltend there, in addition to the foul. So Ashton Marshall will shoot 2 free throws to try to get Louisville back to within 5. His first one is good.
And he has split the pair more often than he's made both or missed any this season. So Marshall with a big free throw on his shoulders to put this game back within 5 3 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Coach Siegfried pacing on the bench. Marshall makes his second.
2 big free throws for Marshall.
Marshall stays up past half court, and they'll have to get it down. Ari Jones, corner. 3-ball faked by Cornelius Williams. Ball's blocked. Devon Johnson. It's given to Marshall. Andrechik stays with it. Back to Marshall. Gross. Siegfried. Corner. Bang!
Wow, a huge shot from Bo Siegfried. Louisville back to within 2.
Let the crowd noise speak for itself. Welcome to Canton, Louisville. Siegfried from the corner makes one when his team needs it most. And that might be the loudest bang I've ever done in my entire broadcasting career.
What a moment, because Ari Jones wide open in the left corner. That shot had to look enticing, but he doesn't take it. Garfield Heights gets the ball inside. Big block for Braden Gross. Sets up the possession that ends with a Bo Siegfried 3. It's Garfield Heights 48, Louisville 46. 3:23 to go in the Division III state semifinal.
Back in Canton, it's Aiden Brueck and Mike Popovich here from the Letter Live. We got 3 minutes, 17 seconds to go here in the 4th. And Marcus Johnson looks to drive through for Garfield Heights. Ball's taken back. Garfield Heights currently have a 2-point lead. Siegfried almost got his hands on it. Sullivan giving it back to Johnson now at the logo. Devon Johnson had a look at a three, but he's closed out by Andrechik. Andrechik's going to stay with him, looking to get a pluck off. Can't get it done. Marcus Johnson double teamed. And they'll exploit that as the Bulldogs send Braylon Sullivan inside. Ari Jones inside. No travel called. And Marcus Johnson going to reset for Garfield Heights. 2 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Three ball taken. Devon Johnson can't get it to fall. And that is huge for the Leopards. 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Everybody in this arena is on their feet. Three ball faked by Marshall. Three ball faked by Siegfried. Ball goes inside to Gross. Gross pushes through, puts one up. Can't get it. Finds it. Ball's tipped, and it's an and one. Oh, he stepped out. Oh, he stepped out.
No, it's going to be Louisville's ball. Foul was just called before that layup. Foul on Ari Jones for Garfield Heights. Leopards inbound.
Siegfried almost loses to Alchancic. Alchancic spot up. No good. It's way off for Alchancic. And that is huge for the Leopards. 1:59 to go in the fourth, and Marcus Johnson taking over on the right side. Johnson dangerously close to the timeline. Dishes it over to the corner. He's got Sullivan. Sullivan steps back, double teamed. Marshall on him. Jones takes it. Andrechik inside. Jones puts it up. No good. Gross gets the board. Gross gets the board. Siegfried from that right corner. Steps it back. Gross kicks out. Andrechik! He gets it! Andrechik! Andrechik!
Two huge threes from Andrechik. The latest one puts Louisville up 49-48. 1:21 to go.
And I know Spencer from Louisville is looking at me right now and thinking I was right the whole time. Avery Andrechik, after spending this first part of the season as a starter, makes a role as a sixth man. Marcus Johnson puts up a three. Another ball is taken. Gross has it. Gross has it. Siegfried drives through, puts one up. No good. Marshall kicks it. Andrechik, another three. It won't notch. Siegfried looks to get it. It's a jump ball.
Session's going to go to Garfield Heights. Boy, this place would have been, well, it's lit right now. But the Louisville fans, if that Andrechik three would have fallen.
And I gotta wonder what Tim DeBebeck thinks about all this. Sitting over there, he's clenching his teeth.
Well, you know what this is, Aiden? It's a close game alert.
Close game alert from the letter live. Louisville on their feet. 52 seconds to go. And Ari Jones inbounds it over to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Jones, now on that left side. Back out, Sullivan. He's got space from Siegfried. Sullivan back over to the level on the right side. Garfield Heights going to play for the win unless they can get a good shot. Defense chance reigns supreme in the field house. 30 seconds left. Timeout taken after the 30-second marker hits. And my goodness, Mike.
How eerily similar is this to the Perry game? Louisville, possibly one defensive stop and a couple of free throws away from getting to the championship game.
But it's not over yet. 29.1 seconds to go. Louisville leads Garfield Heights by 49-48 after beating down by a lot.
No matter what happens in this game, we have seen Perry and Louisville pick themselves off the mat on the biggest stage of the season, the state semifinals. Perry was able to do it. Let's see if Louisville can hold on and do it and join them on Friday in the state finals.
Louisville 49, Garfield Heights 48, and with 29.1 seconds to go, it's Siegfried, Marshall, Alchancic, and Gross on the court for the Leopards. This place is screaming. 29.1 seconds to go left in this one. Braylon Sullivan kicks it over to Johnson. Johnson spot up. Can't make it. Gross gets the board. Gross gets the board. 19 seconds to go. Garfield Heights needs to foul. Alchancic takes it. Gross finds it. They're not even in the bonus. And with 11.7 seconds to go, the state title dreams are looking a little bit closer for this Louisville Leopards squad.
That's only the 14th foul on Garfield Heights, so they're going to have to do it again. Either force a turnover or foul again. And if Louisville is fouled, they're going to have to knock down free throws. If you're Louisville, what do you want to do? You want to have the ball in one of your best free throw shooters' hands. Guys like Bo Siegfried. I think that's what Tom Siegfried is going to try to draw up here to get the ball in Bo's hands. And if he's fouled, he can go to the free throw line and hit a couple of them and put his team on top by 3.
This place is out of control, and you know that this court is getting stormed. With 11.7 seconds to go, Louisville lead Garfield Heights 49-48, facing their first chance at a state championship game appearance. Seconds away.
I felt so happy for longtime Louisville fans who saw their team get to a Final Four last week for the first time. Let's see if they can finish the job.
Alchancic gonna have the inbound. Leopard Nation showed up and showed out. Alchancic gets the inbound. Lobs it over to Siegfried. He turns it over. He turns it over. You've gotta be joking. You've gotta be kidding me. Alchancic turned it over.
Oh my God, that's the last thing you wanted if you were Louisville. Now, one defensive stop. You got to shake it off.
10 seconds to go. Johnson drives through. It's another foul on Louisville. Hoping to drain the clock as much as possible because they got 3 fouls left until they put Garfield Heights in the bonus. Timeout taken. 7 seconds to go. Louisville 49, Garfield Heights 48.
Boy, that's, an advantage for Louisville. Still have 3 team fouls to spare. Well, actually only 2, because you don't want to put Garfield Heights at the free throw line and commit the 15th foul. But that can help break things up down in these final seconds, so Garfield Heights doesn't get in a fluid play.
The truth of the matter is that I can puke. Louisville 49, Garfield Heights 48. Siegfried, Andrechik, Alchancic, Marshall, and Gross, the all-senior rotation for Louisville. Garfield Heights has the inbound. Siegfried's on him. Siegfried jumps up. They've got to time it. And it's another timeout taken by Sonny Johnson, because if they didn't get that inbound out, they could have kissed their hopes goodbye.
Well, I think that's going to be, that's going to be the last timeout for Garfield Heights. So they're going to have to get the ball in bounds when we come out of this timeout.
I can't speak.
I'm just spent.
I'm done. I'm ready to be done with this game. And that's nothing against either teams. I'm just ready to be done. I mean, this game is crazy. Welcome, everybody, to the Letter Live. I'm Aiden Brueck, joined by Mike Popovich from the repository. And with 7 seconds to go, it's Louisville 49, Garfield Heights 48.
Yeah, we need Louisville to wrap this up in regulation. You're going to start sounding a lot like John Gross if this game goes into overtime.
Garfield Heights has time to spare. 7 seconds left in the game clock. Louisville on it. Ari Jones on the inbound. Gives it in. Marcus Johnson from half court. Gross gets behind him. He's fouled. And that's more time burnt off the clock after Louisville fouls.
Yeah, it took off 1.6 seconds. Louisville can foul one more time. I'm sure they'll do it here. It's Bo Siegfried mopping up some moisture off the floor.
5.4 seconds to go here at the Ken McKinley Memorial Fieldhouse. Back with it, I'm Aiden Brueck, joined by Mike Popovich. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome to the Letter Live, part of the Letter Media Network. It's Louisville 49 to Garfield Heights 48. Marcus Johnson, Ohio Mr. Basketball surefire pick with 25. Braden Gross has 24 after 19 in the first half. Siegfried with 10 and Dredchik with 2 tough threes. Ari Jones on the inbound. Alchancic on it. Ari Jones inbounds it to Johnson. Johnson goes through. No foul. Burning more time off the clock. 3.4 seconds to go. Louisville 49. Garfield Heights 48. And it cannot get much closer than this.
All right, this is it. Garfield Heights is either going to win it or lose it here.
This is it. Marcus Johnson puts one up from deep. Doesn't fall. Louisville are going to the chip. Louisville, in the first time in school history, they're going to the championship. Celebrations are in for the Leopards. And after such a comeback, they defeat Division I powerhouses, Garfield Heights, and the Leopards are going dancing in Dayton.
This is the greatest day of basketball I've seen in this building, man.
Louisville, final 49. Garfield Heights, final 48. Braden Gross with 24 points after 19 in the first half. Louisville are moving on.
Wow. What a gutsy effort by this Louisville team. Down by as many as 12 in the second half. They chip away. And they are going to play for a Division III state championship.
I talked to Tom Siegfried earlier this year, and it was championship or bust from the start. This is an all-senior rotation for Louisville. This has got to be the year that they get it done. And my goodness, Mike, we're looking at a Louisville state championship game in our sights. 2 out of 2 Stark County teams left in the playoffs are going dancing in Dayton.
If Stark County supporters next Friday would be a great day. I don't care what school you're from to go support those two teams. Louisville, I believe, will play in the afternoon. Perry will play at night. I mean, they deserve the support, not just from their own supporters, but from people in this area who love basketball, because these two teams today showed something. They went above and beyond, because a lot of teams could have crashed out when they both fell behind. And these two teams, wow.
Mike, it has been an honor doing this game with you. It could top Iggy. It could top Luke Wolf. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care.
And I'm not kidding. This is the greatest day of basketball I've seen in this building. 3 great games, 2 of them involving teams that we have followed a lot this year in Louisville, and one we've gotten to follow a lot the past few weeks in Perry.
Rubber Nation have not even left their seats. Still glued. This has been The Letter Live. Thank you all for watching. I'm Aiden Brueck, joined by Mike Popovich. I hope you all have a great night. Stay tuned on the Letter Media Network's YouTube channel and the letter.media for our written work on the game. Thank you all for following our audio coverage. My voice is gone. I need some tea. And most of all, Louisville's going to be the state. They're going to the state champions. Let's not be premature. I mean,